What is up, guys? Your boy Revin here today, and well, today I want to talk about Pokemon Center London, and because you probably see a vlog, for now, because I've uploaded the vlog first. I'm so sorry. I'm still sick from London, and I just want to talk about the whole experience and the overall thing, because the vlog doesn't give it justice. So we went in thinking, well, this is, the Nintendo Pokemon Center store, so, well, we knew there's going to be a lot of people, but we didn't thought it's going to be as much as was there. So we flew, we've been to London around 9 a.m., so we knew the store was opening at 10. So we took a bus, we went to Westfield, we're like 9:49, and we see this, this small queue. So we're standing there, and the guy goes like, there. So we look, there's another queue. All right, so we're gonna queue. The guy goes like, no, there. And the queue had 6,000 people. It was 7 hours of waiting to get to the store on Monday at 9 a.m., at 9:50, actually 10 minutes before the store was opening. So we're like, oh, screw it, we're not gonna even get inside. And so, we talked to security, and it's like, well, people are queuing from like 4 a.m. And this hit me like, what? Like queuing from 4 5 a.m. just to get inside. So that was the first thing that kind of hit us with the store. It's like, wait, there's something really bizarre happening. So we went. I'm not going to talk about the whole trip. So we kind of went to Twitter, right? And we started looking around 1 p.m. We see the message that they closed the store again. We're like, wow, okay, well, he was open 3 hours only. And we see those, we see pictures of just people getting into the store and all the shelves are empty. And we're like, oh, what the hell? So what ended up happening is that there was again, the store was super small. Let's be quite honest about that. The store, downstairs could have held 50 people tops. And, the stock was so small that out of 200, 300 people, there were no more exclusives because there were 1,200 Pikachus every single day. There were no more, plushies. Detective Pikachu was still here, no one wanted that. But the exclusive ones, there were no plushies in general. There were no shirts. There was just nothing after first 300 people, which was an hour into the store. And they said they're not restocking. So we kind of got scared, and I was like, we flew all over from Poland to London, to get to the store, and we might not even get a single thing. So the next day what we've done was, because we did the whole sightseeing the first day, we woke up at 3 a.m. 4 a.m. we just went outside, because the first tube that was going there for us was 5 a.m. So we grabbed the bus, we got the first tube, second tube, and we were in. So we moved to the main entrance because the security told us that the queue where that it's gonna be is near the main entrance. So cool. So we rushed to the main entrance. You see, 5 a.m. tube, and you have the tube just filled, not even joking, filled with people going to that Pokemon Center, right? It was this one girl that had a short blonde hair with full backpacks, just food ready to go. And when the doors opened, she sprinted out. And me and Kofi were not the most athlete persons, right? But we just went behind her because all right, so she knows, so we rushed, right? And this whole group is behind us. They missed they missed their opportunity to just sprint out. So we rush outside of the tube. We go there, main entrance. The whole pack is behind us. We talk to the security. And security tells us, no, it's on the other side of the building. And the building is super huge. So what we do is just get the sprint. So it's 5 a.m. something, and we are sprinting around a huge shopping mall. just to get to that queue. Kovac stayed a little bit behind because again, like she is, she doesn't like running a lot. So I was just like power walking behind that girl. I was like, Kovac, move on, come on. So we went, and we turned the corner, and we see the queue already. And the queue was around 40 people at this time. So we moved to the queue, and they say like, no, you have to walk around the queue. So a lot of this group of people kind of like passed us, but when we heard they had to move, like literally there was like a small barrier. Like this girl in front of me jumped through it. I jumped through it. I was like, screw it, jumping there, almost broke my legs, and we just rushed it right to the queue. So we stood in the queue, and we're like, oh jeez, we are screwed. We are like, there's like 50 people in front of us already. Kovac, just came to me like 5 minutes later, like, come here, sit down. She was like, I was like, okay, it's super cold, it's like 5 Celsius, and we wait. So after like 30 minutes, they started just moving the queue to the stall itself, like to the mall, so there's not gonna be cold. So we're getting moved to the store, and I'm just like counting people. And I counted that we were 63 and 64, 63rd, 64th person. That's what I counted. Excuse me. Which got me scared a little bit, because when they've lined us up, it looked terrible for us. It looked like we were not going to get anything at all. But they're starting squeezing us, with every hour they squeeze us even more, and we got closer and closer to the store. So they kind of squeezed us to this like golden spot, because there was like a spot where we had like 70 people, and that was the first line. And there was a super nice employee of the store, fantastic person. I don't remember her name, but she was just gorgeous. We had a laugh with her, and she told us like, hey, listen, if you're here, you're gonna get to the store, don't worry, around 2 hours after it opens. I'm like, what? Like 2 hours after it opens? And like in my brain, it's like, but we're like 63, 64. She was like, yeah, but that was the rules, but don't worry, there's gonna be enough of stuff for you guys, because there's like 150 Pikachus. Like she knew the whole stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's reassuring, that's really cool, nice. And she goes like, yeah, because like we have to move few sculptors, there are a few still, but don't worry. And so I asked her, hey, can you tell me what time the first person kind of came, right? Because you might know it. And she goes, midnight. And I'm like, oh, okay, and wait, what? And it was like really cold night, like at its coldest there was like 1 Celsius, and the person waited outside. I'm like, oh man, like we are so screwed, we're not gonna get anything, we're still screwed. So we kind of waited in that queue, and actually even though it's like 5 hours, like the queue was quite cool. There were a lot of people just playing Nintendo Switch. Kovac caught a shiny Banette. So there was really a lot of nice things happening. We talked, we sat on the floor. What's kind of cool from the store, it was that they went past everyone and told them, hey, if you want to go to the toilet, if you want to go and grab something to eat, tell people around you that you're doing it, so you're gonna get back to this place, right, to the line where you were, so you're not losing the queue. A really cool thing. And like it was like no one was fighting, no one was shouting at each other, which was really nice, and that was kind of refreshing. But so they opened the store at 10 a.m. and they're starting giving 10 people like each like 15 minutes, 20. They're just pushing 10 people to the store. Those people are inside, they are just trying that. So I have to a little bit of that and I'm so sorry. So now they pushed us to this top 10 spot, right? They started to give out the stickers, so we got the stickers. And as they push us to this top 10 spot, I'm like, yes. There is, like we see on the right, there's a different queue. And I don't know what the queue was, because either it was some kind of a fan club, because it was normally you would think, oh, it's for disabled people, that for handicapped people, but it was not. Like there were like few on the wheelchairs, which I'm cool with that, and sure, just move. I'm okay. But if they're lined up this the second queue, and it's right now the store is open for like hour and a half, and we are in this like almost gorilla position to get to the store, and I see that they just stopped us. Like they were like, well, you're not getting in. I got scared. I'm like, what? And they're starting to just let those people in, and they just came like 15 minutes earlier. I'm pissed. Literally, I'm pissed because no one tells us why those people are getting in, and even though there's like a small card, and they're like, if you have priority access, just go. I'm like, there was a priority access? Like, no information about that, zero. So they're like right now, 30 people that just came in front of us went to the store, and like they came like 30 minutes before before we were in the gorilla position. So I'm bummed out. I'm pissed. Like I had to be here at 5 a.m. and they're just coming at 11, and they can just walk past in. I asked the staff. No one knows. No one gives us information. After 20 to 30 minutes, so it's around right now. It's 12. They let us in. And you see that in the vlog, right? So they let us in, and the store is just super small. Honestly, the store was nothing that I expected to be. It was just huge empty space with few shelves. You will see that in the video. So shelves were on the left. First was Detective Pikachu and Scorbunny, and all of those starters. No one cared even about them. So next aisle were exclusives. And you could have seen there was like 50, 60 Pikachus left, so we grabbed them already. We wanted badges or pins. Sold out already, none. Playmats, there were like 20 left. No even thinking about restocking them, right? Sleeves, where there was like still like maybe 50 sleeves. So we grabbed those as well. So we moved in. Umbrellas, one umbrella left. We moved in further, shirts, like normal actual shirts. Like I kind of wanted it, but there was no my size because they were like sold out already. And we were still in those like 60 people. Plushies, there were many plushies that were already sold out. Like Charmeleon, we wanted Charmeleon plushie, sold out. Greninja was like 4 left. There was a lot of Jolteon, that's true. But there were, a few plushies that I didn't know what they were because that was just an empty shelf. Kind of scared me. And of course there was like Nintendo Switch aisle that no one cared and bothered. And I thought to myself, like, they knew, like they had to know that there's so much people in. And they're just giving it, of course there's everywhere, like take only one, you can only have one, blah, blah, blah. But when you have a queue of, let's say, like 300 people, no, different. Like you have a queue of 6,000 people. Because at 7 a.m. when I asked this fantastic staff member of the store, like, hey, what's the queue now? She said, like, oh yeah, 6 hours of waiting. Around 5,000 people already. 7 a.m. She told me that, Saturday was 12,000. 12,000 people. And only like first 300-400 get anything. That's exclusive. That's Pokemon Center related. It's crazy. It was so damn crazy to me, and so it kind of hit me super hard when I saw those shelves. I'm like, that's just an empty space, because there's a lot of room. You'll see that in the video. There's a lot of empty space everywhere, and there were just like few things on the shelves. I've seen those Pokemon centers that are in Japan, or others, and when they said that it's gonna be a two-floor store, I was like, yeah, they're gonna have like 2 floors, a lot of it. It was not. The store was super empty. It felt empty. Even when you say the shelves, like even if those shelves would be full, the store felt empty to me, like really, really, really empty. And I know restocking is hard, but I always could have said, like, each 50 people just like stop, quick restock, 5-10 minutes, move, so everyone would get what they want. Because that was my biggest problem, that you really had to be there so early, and not everyone can, right? And this is insane. Prices were the same as PokemonCenter.com, which was really cool, but the size of the store, I still can't believe that, because it was a really small store. I thought it's gonna be a lot bigger, because on the photos it looked and felt bigger, but it was not. The area upstairs, when you went, you played Nintendo Switch. Sure, it was quite a nice area, but again, you were kind of squeezed there. It was a small area, and it was really hot. And like on the first floor, if you had like anxiety attacks, or you had you just don't feel well, or you have to breathe in an air that has more oxygen, you would just faint there. It was so hot, there was no oxygen in the air almost, at all. And the whole thing just felt claustrophobical, right? Like, if you have anxiety attacks on like normal basis, you would just sit there in the corner upstairs. If it comes to like the downstairs, it was kind of funny that if you would combine all the room like from the shelves, I don't think it would be the same size as the cashiers, where you just purchase stuff, we just pay for it. It was so weird to see it, and we really felt so. Of course, we went in. I was super happy. We walk outside. We got everything. But after like an hour, it still felt good. But even right now, I have this feeling that I expected more. I did expect more, especially that they hyped it so much. I honestly did expect it like more exclusive stuff. I expected just the store to be bigger, better organized. Because let me tell you, it was just poorly organized. For example, there were situations, because I've read it on Twitter, and Father of Kovac was there, and he saw some of those, where they were literally, when you have a receipt, there were problems with receipts, where they're like charge you more, and you wanted to go back, but it didn't let you, right? So we have to like check the receipt like 5 times before we we moved out of the store. Or there was a person that went, like, bought stuff, went upstairs, played Sword and Shield, and as the person was going down, they restocked, like they give like 30 more plushies, and the person was yelled at that she can't get into the store again, even though she is still in the store technically. Absurd to me. So it was crazy. Like, there are videos of the queue, and it's insane to me that, imagine this, only first 300, 200 people get this stuff, and you're number 6,000. Like, you get inside, sure, but it's just empty. And of course, one thing that didn't sell at all were overpriced Pokemon TCG stuff, like blisters, boosters. It was just overpriced, and no one wanted it. The event in Pokemon Go, there was a lot of spawn. Then actually, yeah, there was a lot of shinies. There was a lot of evolutions. So a lot of stuff here. So that was good. But overall, I would rate that experience quite poorly. I expect a lot more. And well, I mean, I'm happy that I got what I got. But I don't think if they would create another pop-up store, I would. Maybe not that I wouldn't go there, but I would not expect more, right? Because it didn't felt that special. Like, it was there, and we're happy about it, but it just didn't felt as big as they said it would be. It didn't felt as good. Especially, it's not a good policy when you see all those empty shelves. And of course, some staff members, on the VGC and on the ground floor, they were just quite bad. Like, I understand that there's a problem. There's a lot of people that want to come in, but everyone was super nice instead of people. But the staff members were like sometimes just giving you a hard time, right? Like, you see, at some point I had to stop recording because they told me that if I'm gonna record still, like the ground floor, they're gonna escort me. I'm like, but you have in your FAQ that you can't record. I've asked as I was entering if I can't record. Like, yeah, you can record when you enter, and you have some time, but now you can't. And there was just no explanation. Like, you have to stop. Like, I've already recorded that thing. So what? Why? So definitely mixed messages. A lot of mixed messages from the staff members. A lot of anxiety in the queue, I can tell you that. And overall, that's like a 3 out of 10 experience. If you were thinking about getting there, don't go. Why? Because it might get closed. Honestly, I don't think the stock is gonna hold until November 15th. Honestly, I think they're gonna just close the store this Friday, because they just don't have any more. It's insane. Like, you don't have the store. It's insane to me. It's just that insane to me. Like, you don't have online store for Europe, right, at all, because there's no PokemonCenter.com for Europe, because they only ship US, they ship Japan, but they don't ship to Europe. And you're creating a store. Oh, I know someone's calling, but I don't care about that. And you create a store that is only for a month, that has those things. Oh, again, by the way, no Halloween stuff. And you create a store that has this stuff, and it also has exclusive things to that store. Like, you just know how many people are gonna come and want that. Like, they should have been prepared better. I think the mall, like the shopping mall stuff, was fantastic, was prepared, they were ready to go. They were super professional, but the staff in the store, not really. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth in terms of how it was handled. And they were just not prepared. They were really... Like, how stupid you have to be to just not be prepared for that. Like, they should have known better that we're doing something as big. And, on the other hand, I'm happy with one thing at the end of the day, that we've got those 2 plushies, we've got those exclusive things, and we just know that the plushies are going to go for a high price at some point. And we're not going to sell them, but, they are a good investment. As of yesterday, we've seen them being sold for 1,500 pounds, and they were marked sold. Can you imagine that? Just let it process. It's crazy. Like, the day we were queuing, it was 2,000. It's insane. Like, even if this is gonna go for 100 pounds, it's still like 500 times more than you normally pay. And when just leave it to like 200 people a day to get those plushies, because that was the main selling point, and the demand is like literally 12 to 20 to 6,000 that can't get there, and you still have people just queuing even right now, probably because like 10 a.m. So they're just right now opening the store, and like probably 8,000 people there. It's insane to me. So that's the whole experience for me, and honestly, I feel happy that we went there. I feel happy to have those things, but the experience just exhausted me so much. I mean, I got sick. Literally, my nose was running. I really felt bad. like it's still running. So like what else can you say about that, right? Like, what else can you say about Pokemon Center London? Inside, not that big, but the overall experience, if you can have the whole thing, it's great. But it was handled quite bad. But it's, I mean, we're kind of used to that sometimes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like that. Don't forget to subscribe for TCG stuff, VGC. Raven loves ya. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night. Boing. Love you.